Good morning, dear students of class 9. Welcome to biology class. We have finished about the economic importance of bacteria. So today we will deal with the economic importance of fungi. But before beginning about the economic importance of fungi, what are fungi actually? Okay, are they plants or are they animals? Fungi, simply they have no chlorophyll. And since there is no chlorophyll, they have got heterotrophic mode of nutrition because they are not able to prepare their own food. Clear? And therefore the body of the fungi is also not differentiated into root, stem, leaves and flowers. Okay, but however, when compared to bacteria, they are more highly evolved. They are eukaryotes with a true nucleus and multicellular, whereas bacteria, they were unicellulars where there was no well-defined nucleus. That means the nuclear membrane was not present in case of bacteria. But in fungi, they are eukaryotes with a true nucleus, means we'll find a well-defined nucleus, and they are multicellular. Clear? So in our syllabus we'll go through the brief idea of the useful role of fungi in breweries, in bakery, in cheese processing and the mushroom cultivation. Okay, we will not go in details about the process of manufacturing those cheese or those mushrooms. Alright, we'll just see the role of the fungi, which fungi being used in the preparation of breweries, or alcohols, in making bakery, in cheese processing and mushrooms. We'll just go through it. Clear? We'll not go in details. Alright, so first of all we'll see the role of fungi in the preparation of alcoholic beverage, that is wine. Clear? So mainly wine and alcohol, okay, it is prepared by the process known as fermentations. Wine or any other alcoholic beverage, okay, like let's say beers, which are mainly produced by the process of fermentation. So what is fermentation? Fermentation is the process in which the microorganisms, mainly yeast and bacteria, they break down the carbohydrates into simple products like ethanol or lactic acids in the absence of oxygen. So during fermentation, the microorganisms, yeast and bacteria, they will break down the carbohydrate into ethanol or lactic acids in the absence of oxygens. And therefore the source for making this wine, alright, is mainly the grapes, and for making beer is mainly the barley maltose. And in this process, in the making of wine and the beer, the microorganism that is used is mainly the yeast Saccharomyces cerevisiae. Okay, Saccharomyces cerevisiae is the scientific name. Clear? Written italics. So it is the name of the yeast which is mainly employed in the production of wine and the beer by the process of fermentation. So you can see over here C6H12O6 glucose is being broken down into ethyl alcohol and carbon dioxides. Here, now some examples or some characteristics of wine, because they are quickly absorbed by the body. In very mild quantities they act as stimulant, but when they are consumed in higher amount or large quantity, they are very, very harmful to the body. And mainly those alcoholics who used to drink a larger amount of those alcohols or the wines, they will suffer from different types of body disorders. And most important disease those they used to suffer is mainly the liver cirrhosis. Liver cirrhosis means the cells of the liver starts dying. Okay, that's liver cirrhosis. So over here, kindly remember the scientific name of the yeast that is used for the production of alcoholic beverage is Saccharomyces cerevisiae, and they will prepare the alcohols like wine and beer by the process of fermentation. Next one, in making bread, that is in baking process. Okay, so in baking a mixture of flour, which usually say atta and maida, right? A mixture of flour, atta or maida, then we'll take some fat, salt, water required to make the dough. Okay, the starch of the flour gets converted into sugar. Then what is added? Yeast is added. The same yeast we can use, Saccharomyces cerevisiae. It's also called the brewer's yeast and the baker's yeast. Okay, so in baking process we used to call it baker's yeast. So the same one, Saccharomyces cerevisiae, which is being used in making of alcohol, Alright, the same yeast can be used in case of making or in case of baking industry for making dough for bread. Okay, so what to do? So when the starch of the flour gets converted into sugar, we will add the yeast. Now this yeast will ferment the sugar and produces carbon dioxide, and the dough level rises, means leavening, to about 3 times its original volume. So whenever you used to add the yeast, alright, the level of the dough usually increases. And all of you have done this one, simply making, common example, making typho. For making typho, in I think we used to put the yeast, right, and you have seen the dough. The size of the dough usually increases. That is mainly due to the addition of the yeast. Okay, so this yeast will ferment the sugar and produce the carbon dioxide, and the production of carbon dioxide will increase the level of dough nearly 2 to 3 times. Clear? So when the dough is baked, the gas bubbles expand and give the bread a light spongy texture. So the same yeast, Saccharomyces cerevisiae, remember carefully, the same yeast, Saccharomyces cerevisiae, is also used in the baking industry for the making of bread. Clear? Remember the name, Saccharomyces cerevisiae, the same yeast which is used in the preparation of alcohol and in the preparation of bread also. Clear? Next one, cheese. A valuable food with the high quantities of fat and proteins with calcium, phosphorus, vitamin A and vitamin B. So over here, which microorganisms is being employed, is utilized? The name of the microorganisms is the lactic acid bacteria. Remember this one, lactic acid bacteria, lactobacillus. So lactobacillus, the lactic acid bacteria, is used in the production of cheese. So we are not going in details regarding the manufacture of cheese. Alright, this has been removed from your syllabus. So just remember the name of the microorganisms that is being employed in the production of cheese, that is lactic acid bacteria, lactobacillus. Okay, next one, mushroom cultivations. So mushrooms are of various shapes, various size. Alright, many have a cap and a stalk, but in some varieties we don't find the stalk. There are a large number of mushroom species which are grown wild in nature, but the thing is that all the mushrooms, they are not edible. Edible means consumed. Some of them are highly poisonous. Clear? So the edible ones have been eaten by the humans since ancient times. So the most important one is the Agaricus bisporus, the most common edible mushroom eaten partially all over the world. So at present, 3 kinds of mushrooms are widely cultivated in India and abroad. Okay, what are those mushrooms? White button mushroom, also called the white button mushroom, Agaricus bisporus, paddy-easter mushroom called Volvaria, and oyster mushroom called Pleurotus. And among them, white button mushroom is the most popular variety grown in India. So I think you have seen the picture of mushroom also. So this is the white bottom mushroom. Clear? And this is the paddy-easter mushroom which you have seen, and this is the oyster mushroom, all of which you have seen and you have eaten also. Clear? So we will not go into details about the manufacture of mushrooms, but mushroom cultivations is done indoor and hence little area is required. Clear? And it can be grown on a substrate or compact, or sorry, on a compost based on various agricultural waste, which in turn are recycled. Clear? So we are not going in details about the mushroom production process. Clear? We'll just remember the name of the mushrooms. Clear? Like paddy-easter mushroom scientific name, white button mushroom scientific name, and the oyster mushroom scientific name. Clear? So here we have finished the economic importance of bacteria and the economic importance of fungi. The answers for your review questions and your progress checks I will send it through the WhatsApp group. Clear? So from the next class we will begin with the new chapter. Thank you.